Hello and welcome to this allotment vlog. Before we get into the actual vlog, I have a little snippet of footage that I want to share with you. So I'm just going to shoehorn it into the beginning of this video, and then the main allotment vlog will begin around 4.5 minutes in. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the plot shortly. It is the 13th of August and tomorrow is A-level results day. And that's quite significant because for a number of years, A-level results day was a time of super high stress for me, and I dreaded it because of the job that I was working in at a university, and it was something that dictated my life for a very long time, and my whole year would be centered around August and September, and it would be a time of high stress, high trauma, and very tumultuous and upsetting situations. And this is the first year that I haven't been in that environment, and I actually didn't know that tomorrow was A-level results day until very late on, and it just took me by surprise because instead of working super late and being really stressed and being hounded to meet deadlines and quotas and dealing with awful people on the phone, stressed people, upset people, having to problem solve and do a million things at once, I am here at my allotment, something which I would often dream about and never think would be a reality. But yeah, here I am, being super happy and not stressed, and I get to go to work tomorrow and know that I'm not going to be struggling with my mental health and my physical health. And that just feels so good, and I just really wanted to share it because it's not really relevant to anyone else, but it's a huge part of my life and my journey, and I think it's really important to document that because it's a huge deal for me to be able to forget that A-level results day exists. Yeah, I've just gone through a lot of stuff, and to get here where I am with the allotment has been a huge life goal of mine, and it's just really great to be able to celebrate that and see the difference that it's made in such a short space of time, and look back to where I was a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and realizing that I made it. All those times that I dreamed of having my own green space to grow and be happy and have a work-life balance, which meant that I was actually being able to prioritize my own mental well-being and my physical well-being. Yeah, it's huge. It really is so huge, and I just wanted to share that with you all who are watching my videos and commenting and just being such cool people. And I'm so grateful to have all of you here cheering me along, because only a very small handful of people will know what it's taken to get here. So yeah, it means a lot that there are so many people that don't know me other than what you see on the screen. It means a lot that you would be here and supporting me. So yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to share. It's a momentous day, and I'm feeling particularly grateful and blessed to be here. Hello and welcome back to the allotment plot. It is the 18th of August and it has been really warm. Once again we've had another heat wave over the last week, so I haven't actually had a huge amount of time at the allotment plot other than in the evenings just to come and give all the plants a good watering. But today it is cool and it has actually started raining, so I can actually get some good amount of stuff done without overheating, which is going to be really nice. I cannot get over these cosmos. How stunning are they? They look absolutely gorgeous. I am going to miss them so much when they go away for the winter, but just, oh, look at these guys. Aren't they amazing? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is something I didn't think I would be doing until a little bit later on, but I am going to be weeding the very end of the plot because all of those weeds are going to seed and I have left it too late, and I'm just going to try and stop more seeds from falling onto the ground, hopefully giving me a bit less work to do later on and next year. So I did have a bit of a go yesterday. I did make a bit of a start on it, but I think I can get a good chunk of it done today. Now that it's not so swelteringly hot, I can actually move without being overheating after like 2 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to see how much I can get done of that, and it's going to make a huge difference. So it will be really interesting to see just how much difference it makes having that area looking a little bit more tidy. And yeah, it needs a bit of love, so I might as well start now. The majority of the weeds in this area is something called lamb's quarters, also known as white goosefoot, and it's actually a member of the amaranth family. The issue with this is it has millions of tiny little seed heads which are falling off all over the place as they mature, and so I'm trying to cut these down and reduce the amount of seeds that are going to fall onto the plot. So the idea is cutting them at the base as much as possible and popping them directly into the giant bag heads down, and it will be a miracle if I don't have any of these next year, but I can definitely reduce the amount that will come up, and by covering this area with cardboard, hopefully I will hinder the germination of any seeds that have fallen to the ground. It's so exciting to get started working on this area because if everything goes to plan, next year this whole space at the back is going to be full of sunflowers. I want to have an entire fence of sunflowers, and this is going to be the most perfect spot for them because they'll be facing the sun all day and it will just give such a lovely backdrop to the whole plot. And I'm going to have all the seeds from the sunflowers I've been growing this year planted. I'll direct sow some and I'll sow some in pots next year as well, and just let anything come up, and hopefully I'm going to have a mini sunflower field right at the end of my allotment, and it's just going to look so cute and glorious and happy, and I cannot wait to see it. It actually wasn't taking me very long to do this at all. I just needed a period of time where I wasn't absolutely sweltering, that I could commit to just an hour of chopping, and it's gone really well. Even with a little break to spend some time with my plot friend Maple.
I'm so pleased I managed to cut down all the lamb's quarters and collect all this seed. I filled this entire bag. It is a lot, it's really heavy, but it'll definitely help me later on. And all that achieved within an hour, so that was pretty good going.
I've managed to cut out all of the lamb's quarters and have covered it up with cardboard and old bits of pallet that were round by the compost bin next to the greenhouse, and I am exhausted. I'm so tired lately. I'm struggling to do much, but it has been a very productive morning and I knew I could get it done in like an hour, so pretty happy with the progress, and I should be able to keep that under control a bit better now, and then I can make a start with the rest. And what I really need is some more big sheets of fleecing or carpets or something, rather than multiple little pieces of cardboard. That would make life so much easier. But until I can find some of those for free, I will keep using the cardboard. It just takes a little bit longer, it's a bit more effort, and it just looks a bit messier as well, but it's fine. It's all part of the process. I am going to go home and have a coffee. I might be back on the plot later today. I might be back later this week. I don't know. I'm exhausted, but I'll see you when I see you. I didn't go back to the plot again. It's now the 21st of August and I just noticed something really cool on the beans. I think I have some kind of giant bush cricket in there. He was huge, so big. I thought it was a bean and I realised it had eyes and then saw that it was, in fact, not a bean. So that was really exciting. Uh, Less exciting and rather annoying is this. I have moles, or a mole, and for some reason it's come up right in the middle of my raised bed where my carrot seedlings are. There aren't a huge amount of carrot seedlings in there anyway, so the fact that it chose this exact spot to come up is really frustrating. I have a few more hills around this area. There's some underneath the cardboard as well. So this is apparently mole central, which is fun. As if having butterflies and rabbits and deer and pigeons isn't hard enough to contend with, I now have to deal with moles. So that's cool. Everything's looking pretty good though. Haven't been here for 3 days, so I'm just getting some watering done and we'll be harvesting a couple of things, and I've also got some more flowers to plant out, so I'm going to do that shortly. I also can't remember if I've actually shown this on the videos yet, but I made another strawberry bed, and it got super hot, so I didn't plant them out yet, but I can probably start doing this again, getting the rest of the strawberries out of the ground and into the bed. And I've just noticed I have some strawberries which have come up. That's amazing. That's so cool. I got another second flush of strawberries. I'll be having that right now. That was really good.
The courgettes have been utterly sensational this year. I have never had such a harvest and I'm so happy I finally got this glut of courgettes that everyone talks about. It was one of my goals as soon as I got my allotment and I have achieved it. I'm so thrilled. There are so many more still to come and we're just going to be eating courgettes for months. The tomatoes have also performed incredibly well. They have done amazing in this weather, and being outside and in the ground has made a world of difference. And I haven't even had to water them a huge amount. I've tried to water them maybe once a week, and they've just produced and produced and produced. I haven't had split skins, and not a huge amount has dropped off, and they are huge. The tomatoes are massive compared to the ones that are being harvested from the garden, which are in pots. There is definitely a sizable difference between them, and they've been so delicious. And I just have a little harvest every couple of days, and it just sees us through the week, and it's just been perfect. Next year, I really need to make an effort to weigh my harvests, because it would be really interesting to see just how much I'm getting from these plants. I think the beans are certainly well within the kilos. I have never seen so many beans. They have been continuously producing. They're growing all the time. I can't pick them fast enough. We're just having beans on beans on beans, and they're just fantastic. Now that it has got slightly cooler, the greenhouse is looking like it's actually doing a little bit more work, and I do have some aubergines that are coming up. So every now and then I get a little aubergine to take home, and we can add that into our dinner as well. This is probably one of the best harvests I've had in terms of variety of produce, and it just looks so cute. I love the little baskets of harvest. It's so satisfying. And my lovely neighbours also gave me some of their last corn, which were utterly delicious. I will definitely be growing corn next year.
I really need to get these cyclamen in the ground. So these are some late summer flowering cyclamen, which are so pretty, and they have been popping up all over my mum's garden. So any that have been coming up in strange places that need to be moved, she has very generously dug up for me, and I've brought them to the plot. And I'm just going to pop them in somewhere and let them do their thing. And hopefully they will set some seed, and I will just get hundreds of cyclamen growing over the next few years and just spread them across the plot.
I still have some bare ground around the greenhouse, so I decided that this would be the perfect place to get these cyclamen in and try to stop the weeds from continuously coming up here. And they really complement the violas and the black grass, so it seems like a perfect spot for them. It's really interesting that the violas have actually already gone to seed, and I'm getting little violas popping up already around the area. So my plan is already working for these flowers to self-sow themselves around and fill up these gaps, which ordinarily were covered with weeds. So if these guys can outcompete the weeds, then that's going to make my life so much easier. But I love the seed pods. The seed pods are so cool. They start as those little bulbs and then they open out, and yeah, they're just everywhere. There's so many, and this space is really starting to fill out, and it's definitely coming together. I've even had some of the flowers come out on the black grass, which are the perfect shade of lilac to match my plot, and I love it. I need more of this grass. It will be time soon to completely remove the sweet pea trellis and the nasturtiums, but the nasturtiums have done a great job at suppressing the weeds and covering the ground, which is what I put them there for. And I need to wait for the sweet pea seeds to set, because I will then harvest them for next year. So I've got a little way to go, but it is looking really messy, so I just wanted to do a little bit of tidying up and start making some progress with removing a little bit of the nasturtiums. There's still so many, but I just needed to give a little bit of a tidy up and try and control the area.
This whole area is looking super messy, but I have left the sweet peas now to go to seed, and there are heaps of seed pods on here, and they are growing. You can start to see the little individual seeds inside. So I just need them to start fattening up and mature so I can harvest some for next year. And I initially thought I wouldn't be able to sow seeds from this year because I thought the mildew would stay in the seeds, but I don't think that is the case. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe to save seeds and grow them next year. I just won't be able to grow them in this exact spot again because the powdery mildew will be in the soil, but that is okay. I can do something different. I'm really excited. Possibly going to put a more permanent structure here, like a trellis, and then grow up some clematis. And I saw some flowers the other day at the garden centre, and I cannot remember what they were called, but they were so cool growing up the trellis. So I've got a few ideas, and next year, hopefully, this area will look really pretty for the whole year rather than just for a couple of months when the flowers are at their best. I'm going to try and do it so that there's interest for a lot longer period rather than just a short period with one flower.
I think we all know by now that the cosmos are my pride and joy of the plot. I have been astounded with their performance this year, and they have completely exceeded my expectations. And that is completely down to my pruning, the hard pruning I did when I sowed them and they came up, and I continuously cut them back. And they've just made the most beautiful bushes of cosmos. And what I'm doing with the dead heads is taking them and putting them in an area of the ground where they can self-seed, because even if they're not quite ready when I cut them off the plant, they continue to develop. So the seeds then become dry and will then hopefully get into the ground, and some of these will just come up next year. So I'm just cutting all my dead heads and just throwing them around the plot, and the chances are something is going to come up next year. Maybe not all of them, but there's definitely going to be one or two of these seeds that will make it, I'm pretty sure. Any of the specific flowers which I really like, I am specifically saving seeds of those. So I'm leaving them on the plants a little longer, just making a note of which flower stems I need to save, and then I'm going to put them in envelopes and then specifically sow them next year in pots, so I know exactly which cosmos I have. And I'm just doing the same with the ones in the flower bed as well. Deadheading them keeps them looking really nice, and also it encourages continuous growth. So there's still heaps of buds on these cosmos plants, so taking off the deadheads and the wilted flowers will give the energy into the buds, and then it will just continuously flower for a lot longer and just give me more interest throughout, hopefully, the autumn. It's really interesting how I accidentally managed to segregate all of the white cosmos into this area, and there are no white cosmos in the courgette bed. So I'm going to try and save some seed specifically from the white cosmos. I'm going to try and save some from the frilly light pink ones, and also the ones which are mostly white, but then they've got little tinges of pink around the edge of the petals. They're the really specific ones that I want definitely next year. And then all the other deadheads I'm just going to throw around the plot, and they'll hybridize and do whatever they do, and they'll all look beautiful because, I mean, they look stunning now, so whatever they do is going to be gorgeous. The seed pods on the sweet pea that's come over from the neighbours on the other side of the fence have started to ripen as well, so they are getting ready to harvest, and I am super excited for these. These are so pretty. So I'm saving the seeds from these ones as well, and hopefully I will be able to add them to the sweet peas that I grew in front of my water tank, and they'll come up. They're just so gorgeous. I think they'll look really lovely. And you can see the little seeds growing inside the pods. I love the seed pods so much. I'm absolutely obsessed with seed pods. These ones are a little underdone, they're still a bit green, so what I would hope for is for them to be a little darker. I need the seed pods to be slightly drier, and then they will be ready for harvesting. And Maple is once again being super cute and helping me out, but don't be deceived, she is really vicious. So she looks all cute and lulls me into a full sense of security, and then bam, I get absolutely shredded. My final activity for the day was harvesting some blackberries from one of the other plots on the allotment. Unfortunately, the person who did have this plot is no longer able to look after it, so we have been picking some of the fruits that have been coming up as and when they do, and now it is time for the blackberries, and they are so good. They are big and juicy, and I absolutely love blackberries. Blackberry season is so exciting. I really enjoy just picking berries from the side of the road, and this has been really lovely because I know that there's not any car fumes or anything on these ones because they're right in the middle of the allotment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next allotment vlog update. Until then, stay calm and carry on growing. Bye!